Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 64. All right, so it's working. Did you get that nice? Do a celebratory because it's working. I had to turn off the stream and I had to run it on its own, and I had to literally shut off everything else but VirtualBox. But I got UEFI to boot. That's good. So let's actually do it now. I don't need my headphones in. Actually, I do because I gotta watch a tutorial. Part 3, baby! I might post the stream before this, and it's just gonna be like 45 minutes of me eating crackers while I failed to boot UEFI Arch. And that's all that video is gonna be. But it's going up. And I still have the chicken and a biscuit bag open, so I might eat those while I boot this. But right now, look! It's working. It's actually over there. My camera's flipped. Oh, come on. Under there. Alright. So, I'm gonna close that, maximize you, and we're going to go to the big one. Turn off VGA, turn on the big one. Alright. We can read that? Yes, maybe, possibly. I don't know. We might be able to. So let's do this. Fdisk L, okay. So we have SDA, that's our 15 gig that we set for UEFI. In part 1, that's going to be in the description once this is all over. So we're going to not use Fdisk, remember. I might have talked about it in part 2 when we finished up the BIOS Arch Linux install. You have to use Gdisk. Well, you probably don't have to, but it makes it a lot easier. Fdisk gives you a bit of trouble, just like Grub will. So we're going to use Gdisk, and we're going to use systemd boot instead of Grub. So let me pull up the tutorial here, just so that this doesn't take very long. Okay, YouTube. I was watching one of those "it's okay to be white" things. Those are great. The "it's not okay to be white" argument is kind of ridiculous. People actually try to cite the "it's not okay to be white" thing. Like, that's like saying it's not okay to be black. If you said that about someone who is black, people would go bonkers. If you say it's not okay to be white, it's some sort of heroism. I don't know. But it's ridiculous, and we're going to focus on Arch. Oh, who is it? It was Arch Linux UEFI install. What was the guy's name? Kai Hendry. Kai is wonderful. So if you don't want to sit through however long it takes me to do this, go watch Kai's video. It's like 10 times faster. You really have to be on your toes. There's a lot of pausing and going back if you're using it as a tutorial, but it worked for me, so I would recommend it. Okay. All right. He's getting into it. So right away, he goes into Gdisk. After checking for EFI, which I don't want to do. I know it's EFI. I set it to EFI. I'll leave a link to his video too in the description because it's really good. Oh nope, not slash. Dash dev SDA. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to use O to clear. Yes. N for new, I think, right? So N for new. This needs to be bigger. Let me fix it. Big VGA is unlocked. Yeah, let me just. Down here. There we go. Okay, so we hit N, hit enter while we're in GDisk. We need to make our boot partition. So what we're going to do is we're going to go N, enter, and then partition number, it's going to be 1. It's our first one. First sector. And let me see if he does anything for the first sector. Yeah, he just goes to last sector. So we go there, last sector. 512M for 512 megabytes. There we go. And then to change it into an EFI boot partition instead of a Linux file system as it says there, we're going to do EF00, EF in caps, and then hit enter. And it'll say change type to EFI system. All right, so there's one. And then you make your root partition after he says. So we're just going to do N. And our partition number is going to be 2. And we're going to make it, oh, how much did I give this? I gave this about, I think I put it back down to 2 gigs of RAM. I think I gave it 4 at one point, and that's what caused it to freak out. So I ran it by itself, turned off OBS, so I obviously wasn't streaming. And I put it back to 2. So we're going to make that 1G. And so the hex code for an EFI system is EF00. Oh, I did that wrong. So I've got to do GDisk again. Oh, is this not positioned right? Yeah, there we go. Something was wrong. Rip. Line that up there, or just go down there. There we are. So, gdist of SDA, we're going to just repeat that command. So hit O to wipe it. Yes, enter. And then we're going to go N. We're going to skip. Oh, no, we want our partition number to be 1. Don't forget that. 1. First sector is going to be skipped. You just leave it at the default, basically. And then we do 512M, 512 megabytes. And that one's going to be EF00, or an EFI system partition. All right, so EFI system. And then we do N for another new. We're going to make this one our second one, and this will be swap. So it was 1 gig we decided. We're going to do 1G. Current type is Linux file system, which is 8300, as it shows on the bottom there. That's the default. Swap is easy. It's just 8200. And there it says change partition to Linux swap. There we go. And then we're going to go N one more time. N. And the partition number is going to be 3 because we just did 1 and 2. And we're going to skip first sector, second sector, or last sector, excuse me. We're going to set to I believe it was 31.5 gigs. Enter. Oh, that doesn't work. So we're just gonna hit enter again and let it take up the rest of it, I guess. And the hex code is default, so you can just hit enter because 8300 is the default, and it even says enter equals 8300, or you can type 8300. We're just gonna hit enter. All right, so now we're going to do P, and that's the gdisk command for, it's like doing fdisk L. It prints your partition table. Okay, so we've got a 14 gig partition and two 511 megabyte partitions, so something's wrong here. We have to wipe it and try again. Let me just write the empty one. Alright, so we wrote the empty partition table. We're going to go back in a G-disk. So now it's empty. Let's try this again. N is going to be 1. We're going to skip first sector. And last sector will be 512M. It's going to be EF00 for EFI. Alright, we go N. Let's print real quick. Number 1 is 511 megabytes, basically 512, that's good. So we go N. We're going to make our second one. It's going to be swap. Excuse me. 2. Skip first sector. Last sector will be 1 gig. It's going to be 8200, not 300 because it's swap. 8200 is swap. Alright, and then we go P, print it. What do we got? So now, why is that one 511 megabytes? That's my question. Huh. Let me see. Let's check Safari since I've got the iPhone out. Hey, at least we got this to boot, right? I mean, we've hit some issues, but at least we got it to boot. UEFI is always going to be a pain in the butt compared to BIOS. We just kind of zipped through BIOS. And even we were doing it slow. Like, it takes a lot quicker if you know what you're doing, and you're not doing it on VirtualBox, and you don't got to worry about networking and all that, because you set it up usually in the beginning. Actually, once we pack strap this, we're going to set up networking before logging in at the wrong time. Okay. Gdisk, make new partition. Gdisk walkthrough. Let's look. Rod Smith guy seems nice. Interactive text mode program, SGDisk, a command line program intended to use in scripts or by experts who need quick and direct access to a specific feature. CGDisk, curses-based interactive text mode program similar to CFDisk. So let's try CGDisk. That sounds good. CGDisk. We need dev SDA. Look at that. 15 gigs of free space. Alright, so this looks just like FDisk. I guess we'll use CGDisk and see if we can do it. New partition from the free space. And size and sectors. There we go. This is going to be 512. Xcode EF00. Partition name or enter current name. So that's 1. Now, why is this? Yeah, it's hit a line. It's 2048. 2048. So this is botched up. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so looking. That has shown. Oh man, this is really weird. Okay, so we did L to check stuff. And what was next? Let's try size on the first part. So here, let's you delete. So I'm gonna go new. Size and sectors. So that's going to be 512 M EF 00 ESP. So you are going to go new first sector. It's just going to be, yep, size and sectors is going to be 13.5. G, right? G was an option, yeah. That's going to be 8300 because it's going to be our root, because that's most of it. Root. And then that's going to be, you see, that's 6.5 kilobytes. That's wrong. Very wrong. New. Size and sectors. Oh, this is difficult to deal with. I'm getting out of this. Control L like normal to clear. Oh, it's way out of there. 1 minute. You're around, right? So let me. There. Now I have the whole thing up. Let's see if we made this too big. Definitely. Okay. Gotta get smaller. There is that. So wipe that. New. 512M. Okay, it's 1. First sector will be 0? Hold on. Okay. So 10, 4, 8, 5, 7, 6. So we just new 2. Oh, and now it gives us a size option. So let's do 1G. G. 1G. We're gonna make that 8200. Show that. Where are we at? Yeah, that one's 512 as well. This is giving us some problems. There we go. Snuggle it right up to the side there. Oh, this is giving me problems. Partitioning using gdisk. Ubuntu Linux. This should be the same if it's gdisk. So P prints it. There we go. So end. Person number 1. First sector, hit enter. Then last sector. Oh, put a plus sign in front of it to add that many gigs. Or megabytes or whatever. That makes sense. Okay. I was thinking about using the plus or minus, and now I know I have to. So we're going to make a new one. It's going to be 1. First sector, last sector will be plus 512 megabytes. Okay. We're going to make it EF00. I think this is right now. So, alright. So that's 512. Good. Now we're going to do N. Default is 2, but we're just going to type 2 anyway because we're like that. First sector, last sector is going to be plus. Let's see where this goes. Oh, whoa, calm down. Yeah, okay. So, I think that's good. We're going to do plus 1G for swap. 8200. Okay, print. Awesome, 1024 megs. That's a gig of swap. I've got it. A new one, partition number default 3, first sector, last sector, and it's going to be a Linux file system. Okay, right? Are we good? Yes, sir. Awesome. Now that's out of the way, this should be good. Make sure that you write with W. Yes. All right. Then we're going to do fdisk l SDA1, 2, and 3. A gig of Linux swap at SDA2, EFI system on 1, and the file system on 3. Okay. Now let's go back to that tutorial because it's about to get really crazy. I didn't mean to go to Instagram, but okay. Alrighty. So we've got that on now. You're at 63. I might have to use you instead. This phone's at 32. It'll make it. YouTube. Okay. He says dandy. Excuse me. I'm not sure if my internet's any faster, so installing something like XFCE might take a little bit. But I'm still going to do XFCE like the last one. Okay, so he did all that, and then he goes to mount them now, which is logically what you do. So, mount dev SDA, what is our root? 2 or 3? 3. Mount. Oh, we gotta make ourselves a file system there. So let's do what we did last time. Make fs dot x4 dev sda3. All right, that's done. We're going to make swap with SDA2. All right, and 1, I'm not sure what you do with 1. And apparently he does makefs vfat, but I've had issues with that. So let me just SYU, what does that do? Oh, it updates the system. I know that. I don't know why I asked why that does it, but it that's what it does. I'm tired, man. I've been doing this all day. Man, community takes a while. What's that doing? We're getting 540 kilos a second. Why am I trying to push out 623 kilobytes a second? I'm shooting at 480. I could probably shoot at a higher resolution, but not right. Yeah. Later on, I'm going to learn how to make a persistent arch USB. That'll be fun. This is taking a little bit. Oh, there goes a pick. The real question, though, is Conk or Beppis? Leave a comment. The live chat, even. Is anyone even watching this? It's taking a long time. Volume up. Whoops. Yeah, no one's here. Let's watch a video about magnets and blood. got mosquitoes in here. Yeah, updating the system at this point was a bad idea. I don't know. No. Look at this picture on the top. It's even funnier. The camera would focus. It doesn't focus by itself. It says, will she enchant Ariel, freeze Han Solo, or ask Mike Wazowski to file his papers? And that is a good picture. Rip Harrison Ford. Oh, this is taking way too long. Come on. We're almost done. There we go. What is happening? What is happening? How's my internet? My internet is okay. So what's going on? Oh, it's probably because I tried to update the ISO. Yeah, don't try to update the ISO. Stop. Stop. Control D. Stop. Get out. No. Oh, I don't want to have to reboot the ISO, man. We just gotta wait for this to finish, because if I reboot the ISO while I'm streaming, it's not gonna boot, and we're gonna have a problem. Come on. Okay, we're gonna pray that it works. I really hope this doesn't go bad. Ugh. I may have to stop the stream so I can load.
Blake has the broom in his room for no reason.
We've literally been looking for it. No, you don't. You must have like
hang up those hangers though before they
after
break.
You swept.
Yeah, that's when I was swept. I just
hang those up, please, before you snap them on accident. We don't have enough hangers for everybody in the house. Are those like good pajamas that you can just put like in your drawer?
I will.
No, you're not. You're doing that and fidgeting.
No.
Just do it and pick it up.
I'm doing a stream right now.